I would like to welcome you to this very special conference organized by the Ministry of Information, and it's for our development partners on media support programs.
This program, distinguished guests, marks the beginning of a bond of friendship between our ministry and our dear development partners to discuss matters of national importance and mutual benefits. We are excited and we are proud to host this maiden meeting here at the Alisa Hotel with all of you in attendance. And we are of the firm belief that this relationship will transcend generations.
Let me start by expressing my personal appreciation and the appreciation of the government of Ghana for your continued partnership in our collective effort to build what they call a good society for our people. Despite the occasional sporadic incidents of media attacks and the complaints about media misreportage by various segments of the society, Ghana's media landscape continues to generally be the toast and envy of many globally. These challenges manifest in various ways in the work of the media. Sometimes misreportage, sometimes amplification of opinions that are based on limited data, defamation, and a feeling of media tyranny by some segments of the society. In response, some have resorted to lawsuits, public call-outs of the media, and sometimes campaigns that undermine the work that the media does. The state effort to support the Ghanaian media began several years ago, even before this administration. Successive governments have attempted to aid the media with interventions that are targeted at helping resolve some of the challenges without seeking to unduly influence the media. The task ahead of us, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as development partners, as people in the private sector and civil society, is to explore how we can now coalesce around a set of media support programs that respond to the most pressing needs of the Ghanaian media and put our concentrated best energies behind them. While the Media Capacity Enhancement Program is designed to create only a framework within which academia and the media practitioners themselves can develop and execute training programs for practicing producers, journalists, and editors to enhance their capacity to deliver on their mandate, despite our best intentions, these interventions have yielded only limited results. But indeed, they have the potential to constitute some of the most impactful interventions in supporting the Fourth Estate if we coalesce, fund, and execute together. It is in our collective interest, state, private sector, development partners, civil society, to provide this assistance in a coordinated, focused, institutionalized, and nationwide manner if we are to make the desired impact. I want to welcome you once again, and I hope that we can collaborate and grow together in this endeavor.
There may be some who may have that feeling that why is it that the Ministry of Information is leading? We at the National Media Commission has taken this position that while we will not surrender our independence, we will not shun any collaboration that at the end of the day will be functionally beneficial to the interests of journalism in this country. And so for as long as we have offers that are intended to make the Ghanaian journalists better, we will support that initiative. And that is why we are here, and to restate the fact that it is not working alone, we have been part of the processes. Yeah, but sometimes you need a phase of government to lead in the mobilization of resources. We want to appeal to every one of us that who are capable, that the support can come in different ways. But if generally you want to see the Ghanaian media functionally performing the obligations that it has to perform, then we must be willing and ready enough to support it to get to that level.
Let me summon the weight of history to quote what the famous American publisher and editor, Mr. Pulitzer, said about 300 years ago. Pulitzer said, "Journalists are educated and not born." In those days, it was common to train journalists by osmosis or on the job. So this statement attracted a negative response from his colleagues. As a result, he was pelted with all kinds of verbal stones. Now, the challenges, the complexities, the limitations and expectations of the Ghanaian media vindicate the rectitude of this statement. So we welcome this initiative to insulate journalists against attacks, and will appeal that this initiative should be backed by education of journalists on safety. It is not enough to prosecute the perpetrators of attacks against journalists. Journalists ought to be trained in safety so that they will avoid places where their safety will be compromised.
Under the coordinated mechanism for the safety of journalists, we want to support training targeted at content creation for media practitioners. We are also looking at providing a regular platform to support media introspection on subjects related to media management, corporate governance, and media business models. We want to build and install an online application system where a journalist who is aggrieved doesn't have to travel all the way to Accra to lodge a complaint. With the app, wherever you find yourself, you can lodge a complaint. We also want to prevent and quickly respond to attacks on journalists. So these are some of the expected results of both programs. We also want to be able to identify fake news and misinformation. Our intervention should be able to address some of these issues, and therefore, if they keep coming up, it tells us that our intervention is not responding, and therefore we need to adjust our intervention to respond to some of these things. We also want to be able to measure the number of specialized journalists, because we are encouraging them to specialize in their various fields. And then we want to be able to measure the number of media complaints made to NMC. These are key initiatives of government to ensure that the media is properly positioned to continue to uphold our democracy. Government therefore requires all the necessary support from stakeholders to ensure their sustainability.
The NMC has done a lot of good preparatory work, but they are limited in their ability. So government is supporting, but we believe that all other partners must be encouraged to support so that we see the success of these programs. I just thought it's important to provide this clarity.